everyone, it's Judi here. So yesterday I uploaded a new video about diving coming to New Horizons. I genuinely thought that there was a villager wearing a wetsuit in the direct. However, many people were very quick to point out to me that's actually not a wetsuit. The outfit the villager is wearing is actually the dragon suit and leggings from New Leaf, and the design hasn't even changed much since the last game. Literally the only thing Nintendo did is they made the sleeves longer. So that was a bit disappointing because that means that there's actually no confirmation of swimming coming to the new game, but I have not given up hope yet. I'm actually wondering if maybe Nintendo could add swimming in maybe like a summer update. I think that would actually make a lot of sense. We already know that there's going to be several different free updates after launch, and maybe Nintendo is still trying to perfect the mechanics of diving. Maybe they've even expanded on the feature and we can see underwater now. I think that would be really cool. There was also a beachwear event in Pocket Camp where players were able to actually craft different types of swimsuits. So there were 2 bikinis and 2 like surfer outfits. And I think that would be really cool, like if we could craft different types of swimsuits, because there are so many different things you can wear besides just like a wetsuit when you go swimming, you know? So I think seeing like 1-piece swimsuits, 2-piece swimsuits, like mix and match swimsuits, all of that would be really cool. I also think that given that we're living on an island and we're going to be surrounded by water, I would really like to have the ability to swim. I don't really want to drown. It's just kind of concerning to me, like just the idea of living on an island and not being able to swim is just, I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me. But let me know what you think about swimming. Do you think it's going to be returning? And if so, how do you think it will have changed? Will it be the same, different wetsuits, different mechanics? What do you think? Let me know. Now there's one more thing I want to mention that's not related to swimming. There's actually this screenshot. So this screenshot is from PAX East, and we can actually see this laboratory scene, and I think it looks absolutely adorable. There's even one of those little like experimental mosquito cages, which it's so cute. I love like the little details in it. I do wonder if this lab is a place that we're supposed to visit. Like I'm wondering if it's like the Rossetti's surveillance center in New Leaf, where you kind of like went into the manhole and then you could sort of sneak in, break into Rossetti's little house. And it was like, you're not really supposed to, but it was like a really cute thing. So you were kind of able to see like behind the scenes of what Rossetti does. So I'm wondering if the lab is sort of like that, like if there's a way we can sort of sneak into the back of the museum and accidentally come into like the laboratory, which when we donate stuff to Blathers, he has to identify them, right? So maybe when we sneak into the lab, we can actually see how he does that, like the whole identification process. Now, while that's really, really cute, something that I think would be even cooler is what if we identified them? So I don't think we have to identify every single fish or every single fossil, every single bug or anything, because that would be extremely tedious. But maybe every now and then we can actually perform our own experiments and learn to identify things. Actually, is this how we expand our encyclopedia? That would be extremely tedious, but it would also be really cute. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know, I'm getting way deeper than I was planning on getting today. But I am wondering if the lab is a place that we can just visit like rarely, like, you know, like kind of like it's an exclusive place, or if it's a place that we can actually interact with on a consistent basis. So let me know what you think about that. I also want to point out this picture of Nat. I guess that it could just be an Easter egg. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be in the game, but I do think that he could be in charge of the bugs. I think it would make sense that Nat has actually upgraded his role. Not only does he just like host bug offs now, but he actually is a scientist, like a proper scientist working in the museum full-time, experimenting with bugs. I think that would be the perfect job for him, and seeing an old NPC get such a cool and interesting new role makes me really excited for the other characters, because Nat was one of the people, well, lizards, that I had on my list of characters that I was a bit more concerned about. So seeing him does raise my hope for all the other characters too, and I'm really excited to see if they return, what their different roles are going to be. Speaking of returning characters, I also want to point out this cup of coffee on the table. Is Brewster back? I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that Brewster made it. It could be that the player crafted it or it's just there for decoration, but what if Brewster is back in the museum? What if Brewster works in the basement again? I think this would be really cute. It would be really nostalgic. It would bring me back to the days when I played City Folk for way too many hours at a time. Now, I don't think that Brewster is going to downgrade, because he had his own separate building cafe in New Leaf, which was an upgrade from working in the basement. But at the same time, there was always something really cozy about his museum cafe. And also, this would give a place for KK Slider to perform. Now, we've already seen KK performing outside in the direct, but maybe he comes outside and the player kind of meets him and he's just visiting the island, and he's like, I don't really know where to go, I'm just performing my songs, what should I do? And you're like, hey, I have this like museum cafe, and you should totally come and like check it out, and maybe you could like play songs for the people that come visit. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. And then he sort of comes and starts performing the museum that way. Like he visits, and then you invite him to stay longer, which does seem to be a common theme among the NPCs in the new game. Especially because we're starting in a deserted island, there's nothing there. We do have to keep inviting more and more villagers and NPCs alike to come stay. I think that this would be a really cute and nostalgic feature. And also, if Brewster is returning in this game, which I really hope he is, and I feel like he will. Like, I can't even imagine Brewster not returning, but if he does return, I hope that he's also going to collect our gyroids again, because I really missed this feature. I thought it was really cute. Like, that gave me a lot of incentive to collect every gyroid for him. So I know there's a lot of people that also are hoping for this feature to return. Anyways, that's really all I had to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about all of these different ideas in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!